Happy Monday. I hope you've been enjoying our science experiments. Since we're looking forward to a little bit of rain tomorrow night, I thought it might be fun to help your kids make a rain gauge, and then you can see how much rain your yard got versus how much we got at the airport site, and it's a great way to keep kids engaged. What you're going to need for this is a plastic bottle. A 2-liter works best. I just don't have any 2 liters and I'm not running out to the store at a time like this, so we're making it work with what we have. What you're looking for is a bottle that's the same height at the top if you cut off the top as it is at the bottom. If you had a wider mouth or a skinnier mouth, it wouldn't give you an accurate reading. So if it were this type of bottle, you would cut it off right there, and then this is equidistant. It's not going to change. If it were this type of a bottle, you would want to cut it right there so that it was on equal size from top to bottom right there. And if it were like a Gatorade container, you'd have to cut it right there so that it were equal from the top to the bottom. So once again, a 2-liter works best for this as long as you cut it right there where the curvature begins. And you're gonna cut off the top of that. And so we're gonna use a glass jar to show you what I'm talking about so that you can see it a little bit better on this. The next thing you're gonna need is a ruler, a measuring tape, or what I have, the only thing I have in my house right now is some sewing tape. And so you're gonna hold it with the inch at the very bottom and as flush as you can. Then you're gonna take a permanent marker and you're gonna make similar lines. So you're gonna make a line for 1/2 inch and then a line for 1 inch. You probably only need to put the numbers by the inches. So I'm just kind of drawing a short line by the 1/2 inch and then a longer line by 1 inch, a short line by 2 inches, 1.5 inches, and a long line by 2, short line by 2.5, and you have to watch with the curvature on these jars and make sure that the tape's laying straight, or else it'll give you a little bit of an inaccurate gauge there. But we're gonna take ours up to 6 inches, even though we are not expecting anywhere near that amount of rain tomorrow. And so here's what it looks like without my numbers on it. I don't know if you can see it that well. And so I'm gonna put my numbers on it now. That's 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5, and 6. And another thing I wanted to tell you guys about when you're going out and making your readings on these rain gauges, so let's add a little bit of rain here, some water, is how you actually read a rain gauge, because the surface of the water is not perfectly flat, and so there's a curvature to it, and it actually curves like this. And so you read the bottom of that curve. That's your actual rainfall total, is when you're actually looking at one of these. And another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is your rain gauge placement, because if it's right up against a structure like a house, tomorrow's southwesterly winds might interfere with the amount of rain that actually gets there. So you're looking for as much open sky as possible. And if you do make it out of a 2-liter or something plastic tomorrow, you're going to need to anchor it down, because we're expecting gusty winds, sustained around 15 to 20, gusts over 30 miles per hour. So we don't want your rain gauge blowing over in the wind, and big disappointment for all. So hope you enjoyed today's science activity.